AgAmerica TV. I'm here with Scott VanderWal, the president of South Dakota Farm Bureau. Thanks a lot, Scott, for being with us this morning.
Yeah, it's certainly a pleasure. It's a beautiful day for the first day of the fair.
Well, you're the president of the South Dakota Farm Bureau, and why don't you let some of our viewers kind of know a little bit about you?
Sure. I'm a family farmer from Volga, South Dakota. We have a extended family operation where my father does actually most of the feedlot chores yet. We have a beef feedlot and also raise corn and soybeans. And my uncle is there also, and my older son is with us now, and several other family members, cousins, brothers that are around part of the time.
You know, that's a common theme that we see all through South Dakota agriculture, isn't it? We get 3, 4, sometimes even more than that generations right on the place.
That's certainly true. It's really a family culture, and it's something to be celebrated in South Dakota that we've been able to pass these family farms on through the generations and bring our kids up from the time they're real small, thinking about being farmers and raising food for our country and for the world.
You know, we saw that at the ceremony this morning of the 100 and 125 year honoring those places, and you know, to see the pride and emotion those families have as they bring their 5th and 6th generation, the little kids across the stage, assuming that they're going to carry it on because that's just the way it happens.
Right, and you can see the pride when those people, I don't know how many times people said this is the 5th or 6th generation that I have with me, and they're about 3 feet tall, and you hope that they will stay around eventually and come back into the operation, because that's really the foundation of agriculture in our country. 98% of the farms in the United States are family owned and operated yet at this point, and we certainly want to continue that.
Well, we need to, because I think if we depend on the corporations to feed us as the world population goes to 8.5 billion, here in the next 30 years, we're gonna be in trouble.
Right, and we certainly don't want to export our ability to raise our food offshore, because we don't want to have to depend upon other countries for our food the way we do for our energy. It's vulnerable to the upheaval and the politics in the world and all the things going on. You look at what's happening in the Middle East right now. Oil has taken a jump because of it. We don't want to subject our food supply to that kind of thing.
That's for sure. And we see the resilience of these farm families, and really that I think matters as much as the food that they produce, because you think of a family that's been out there for 125 years, the hundreds of times it would have been easy just to throw the tools down and stomp off and say, I've had enough of this rough life.
That's exactly right. The perseverance is second to none, and you can see it when you talk to employers across the nation. When you talk about the work ethic and the perseverance that we have in South Dakota, Midwest agriculture in general, if a company like a John Deere or a Case IH hears about a farm kid looking for a job, they'll hire him almost immediately, because they know they have the work ethic and they've grown up in this environment that we have here and that we cherish so freely.
Yeah, well, I mean, these people that we had under this tent this morning, or that you had under this tent this morning, really are, I looked out there and I thought, that's the foundation that the rest of this country is built on.
That's for sure. And like I said, that work ethic is second to none, and if we could get the rest of the country to follow the culture and the work ethic we have in South Dakota, we'd be in a lot better shape.
Well, Scott, one final thing, Farm Bureau is a big, strong organization. It takes a lot of pride in doing a lot of stuff for its members and on behalf of them. What are a couple things that you have going right now in South Dakota Farm Bureau?
Well, in South Dakota and American Farm Bureau as well, a couple big things: getting the Farm Bill done, giving agriculture some assurance that the safety net programs will be out there. Regulations is another big one that we're working on. Over-regulation coming out of Washington, things that are duplicative, that just cost money. They don't do any good for the environment or consumers or anything else. Then the thing that probably is the top of the line for South Dakota Farm Bureau is preserving the right to manage our water table. In other words, tile drainage. We're working to help consumers understand what that's all about, and that we're not truly draining wetlands the way they're defined by the federal government. If there's a pond of water that's there all year long with cattails in it and the ducks and geese use it, that's a wetland. We're not draining that. We're draining the wet spots that are wet until just after planting in most cases, and then it grows weeds the rest of the year. And that's the thing that we're really trying to help people understand.
All right, well, you got a big throng of people over there enjoying some pork loin cooked up by some of the South Dakota Farm Bureau staff, so I'm going to let you get over there and mingle around. But Scott, thanks very much for giving us the opportunity to come here and get this thing on video this morning. Quite an event.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity, and welcome to the fair again.